Ladies and gentlemen, it's Ask the Author Friday, date of September the 12th. September the 12th. Oh, oh, this. That by any chance? Never give up. Okay. I'll explain those and other questions in a moment. If you have any questions for future weeks, feel free to hit the comment section. If you enjoy this or any of my other content, feel free to subscribe. Thanks. Okay, so why the semicolon? Yeah, why the semicolon? Okay. September is, I gotta say this very carefully. September is National Awareness Month, and September the 10th is Prevention Day. And I'm a huge advocate for mental and emotional health because reasons where you can connect the dots. All right, next question. That's an R. Kirk. Okay, it's supposed to say Kirk. We all know what happened to Charlie Kirk yesterday. We all know what happened to Charlie Kirk Wednesday. Sadly, we may or may not know what happened at a school in Colorado that same morning, because hours later, the Charlie Kirk incident happened, and Charlie Kirk was a national public figure. There is so much to say on this. There was a violent and hateful heart at the other end of that tool. At the other end of that tool that was used to take Mr. Kirk away from his now widow and his two kids. It's sad and aggravating what happened. It's despicable to grandstand that he deserves what he got before his body's even cold. Then this was within a few months of the incident in Minnesota as well. We can do better than this. We must do better than this. We need to remember how to debate one another only when absolutely necessary, and to agree to disagree and just love one another. You're a sidekick in a fiction novel. Which sidekick are you? I don't even have what it takes to be Samwise Gamgee. I'm more like Merry or Pippin. But yes, from Lord of the Rings. I don't even have what it takes to be Sam. And this is Frodo's hero's journey. Could be worse. I could be a sidekick in animation. Okay, we know you love the fall. What is it about fall that you love so much? The cooler temperatures, the slower pace, and college football, baby. College football. Thoughts on September? It's my favorite month, and I am partial to the 8th day of it for a reason. At the same time, it can be a very difficult month because of the 11th day of it, ever since the year 2001. I have now been here to see 42 September 8ths. I'm partial to that day, and I'm partial to September in particular as a month. Why are there no good September songs? Of all the things I still remember, summers never look the same. Years gone by and time just seems to fly, but the memory remains in the middle of September. Say that you remember audio, living in September, audio. Never was a cloudy day. That is all I've got. I think that's it. Favorite place to visit or vacation? Grand Rapids is very close to home, and I did enjoy the weekend trips to New York or Chicago with campus ministry back when I was at Grand Valley. I also loved going down to Atlanta for the Passion conferences. And then there's Cedar Point. It is the one bright spot I am willing to give Ohio. Favorite vacations, though. Might have been the 10 days I spent in Italy back in 2002. Or, who was it? Maybe it was 2009 or 2010 when we all went to Playa del Carmen. It was about the last time it was really safe to visit there and really safe to explore there. And I miss that. I miss the culture of Playa del Carmen. Nothing to be said for the years we would vacation in Florida because that's where my mom's side of the family was. Yeah, okay. There's Florida as well. I completely forgot. If not Michigan, where would you choose to live? If not South Haven, I'd pick Grand Rapids. Part of me still wants to live in Grand Rapids. By now, my Grand Valley friends are long gone from there. They all have families of their own. I have accepted this, and I love South Haven and my community here. Other than that, I said outside of Michigan. Where would I want to live? I see no problem with Iowa, maybe Alabama. One of the Carolinas, maybe. Florida, Texas. However, briefly, just to say, hey, I lived somewhere else for at least a season. Just to try it out. Which brings me back to Italy or, yeah, if abroad, then Italy or England. And obviously more than a season, but at least a year. We're not talking about vacationing, we're talking about living. Where would you not want to live? Not living. California, Illinois, New York. Not living in Illinois or New York. Or the Atlanta part of Georgia for that matter. They're nice to visit in groups where you know the people. Not living. Never, Ohio. That's a spot to visit for Cedar Point. And at the end of the day, I'm not only a U of M fan, but I'm a Lions fan, so that rules out ever living in Illinois or Wisconsin for that matter. Abroad. I cannot see myself living in France or Spain or Mexico. Sorry, I can't see it. This has been Ask the Author Friday. If you have any questions for future weeks, feel free to hit the comment section. If you enjoyed this or any of my other content, feel free to subscribe. Thanks. We'll see you soon.